Hello, everybody. It's John Hope Bryant, founder, chairman, and chief executive officer of I'm Exhausted Incorporated. I don't have a voice ink. I'm the founder and CEO of Operation Hope, which is America's first nonprofit financial services network for the poor, the struggling class, the teetering class, folks with too much money at the end of their money, folks like you and me. We are leading a civil rights movement, and it's intentional. If you try to say that fast, it'll sound like civil rights. It forces you to slow down and say from civil rights to silver rights. It allows you to distinguish it from civil rights and to let people know that you got to slow down a bit in order to get the memo. In order to understand the nuances of life, you got to slow down. Sometimes you got to go slower to go faster. It's the civil rights movement from the streets into the suites. It's not about race on the color line. It's about class and poverty. And if you deal with class, I guarantee you get race for free. We can set ourselves free through self-determination. And that's what this public forum, after the conclusion of our whole global forum, we had 3,400 delegates. Is Kevin Boucher still in the room? They need to tell me how many delegates we have. Lance, how many delegates do we actually have? Is it 3,400? Yeah. 3,400 delegates, I believe it was 35 countries. This was our most successful annual meeting. Some 300 speakers. We had people come in from Fiji, translation halfway around the world. From Singapore, I think there's a young lady in here still from Singapore. Just signed her book. I don't see her at the moment, but I just signed her book from Singapore. We have folks fly in from all around the world. I see the young lady from Fiji in the back of the room. Raise your hand. From Fiji. Give her some love. How long of a flight is that?
How long?
Yes.
Way too long. Sometimes you're not here like 24 hours. That took me about a day and a half.
Took her a day and a half to come. We can't get y'all to come down the street. I don't want to go there and get that job. That route, clear across town. She came a day and a half plane flight to get to her freedom. Can you give her some love? Come up here. Come up here. Woo! Come up here. All you haters out there, all you haters hungry for a race, think you know something about who's banking for poor people? Right up here. Who's banking for poor people? Who cares? Give her the mic. Somebody give her a mic. Tell us why you came a day and a half from Fiji.
I came a day and a half from Fiji because
I just like that. Oh, I don't care what she says.
blah, 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 g'day.
I like the way she sounds. Go ahead.
I came a day and a half from Fiji because I thought that the work that was done here was really important. It's important for you here in America, but it's also really important for someone like me who's in a leadership position in a developing country. I've learned a lot over the last couple of days. There are a lot of big ideas that I'm going to bring back to Fiji as the Permanent Secretary of the Civil Service. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
You know how to give a speech. Be good, be quick, and then be gone. Thank you very much. So I'd like to have, and don't argue with me about who's first, who's top. Given that I do these videos, I see, staff doesn't do these videos. I do these videos myself, and I do the comments myself. I respond to all the comments myself. It's the only social media that I manage myself. Jamie Nelson has trained me very well, so I do it all myself. And so I see who's commenting. I see the feedback. And the name I see most consistently with substantive comments is a young lady who I had never met before, named Yolanda Frazier, who's no self-esteem problem. And Yolanda nominated herself to come to the annual meeting and got in my face. She wasn't even invited to the international reception. And she's like, I'm from a country. And she came in, and she's very committed to this movement. I'd like to give her the respect of saying thank you from all of us. Come on up here. He didn't volunteer for nothing. Here, take this.
Well, first of all, I am so passionate. When I say passionate about the civil rights movement, I'm so passionate. I sleep, eat, and drink the movement. And I call him JHB. JHB, I told him, you're ruining my love life. Because that's all I do is talk about the movement. So if a guy tried to talk to me, do you know John O'Brien? That's the first thing I asked. I didn't get to the point, I walk up, I said, you know what? Okay, my bank's about to work for me. So I go up into Huntington Bank, and I go to the manager, and I said, can you help me with my credit? He said, well, you know, we're not trained to do this. We're not trained to do this. I said, you ever heard of John O'Brien? Well, let me tell you about him. Oh, he gets recorded too while I'm talking. So I was like, let me tell you about him. So then once I left him, I went to the tailor. I said, give me the bank envelope, because I need to write his name down, because I want you to look him up on Facebook. I am so passionate about the movement. I'm so passionate what he stands for, what he is doing. I want to bring it to my city. And if he doesn't open up a branch there, I'm just going to get my own movement going. We're going to be called the Civil Rights Movement in Cincinnati, Ohio. There can be 5 people, 10 people. And what I do, I write down all the information that he says, and I try to learn it, you know, so that I can implement it. And I went to the NAACP president, so I walked over to him, and I said, I know you've been getting my tags of John O'Brien. Oh, no, I ain't been getting them. I don't know how to do Facebook. I said, okay. He said, but you can come over to the office. I said, well, I have a leader now. And he said, you want to come over and talk? I said, when I come back from the conference, getting information, knowledge, and most of the stuff I already heard you say before. Most of everything you said on stage. I was like, okay, so I didn't miss no video. So I said, when I come back, I said, I'll come and see you. And I'm going to let you know what I know. My friends are city officials. They run for mayor, city council. And I said, y'all not doing enough for me. Y'all not doing enough for the city. So let me go get this information, and then I'm going to let y'all know something. And he's all in my business. Let me tell you. He in my business. He knows at 3 and 4 in the morning, and this is the honest God truth, I'm texting like 50 people into his live stream videos so that they can get the memo. So that's what I do. I make sure, and I tell him when he come up live, okay, thanks for joining this, so-and-so. Thanks for joining this, so-and-so. And then sometimes I go answer some of his questions to his own audience. I was like, when they said, well, can you email me, John? Well, you can look up OperationHope.com. I said, like I'm running stuff, okay? But yes, I love the movement. You guys join the movement. And here's the point of origin. Here's the point of origin. And this is what I go with as the point of origin. Everything that they say in these conferences, in these rooms, when you leave that room, it's time to get busy. You don't just feed the information, oh yeah, go, you know what's happening, whatever. But once you leave here, you gotta keep it going. It don't stop at the door. You gotta keep it going and just be like me. Eat, sleep, and drink. John O'Brien.
No. But I will admit, I did give her one piece of advice. I did tell her to check the dude's credit when she wants to take it.
He was in my business.
Make sure you got a job. You can't be a broke prophet. Make sure you got a J-O-B. Look, none of this is rehearsed. This is like, she basically said I'm played and I'm worn out live on Facebook Live. I heard all my quotes, which is good. I don't have any voice to say anything else. Is there anybody here in the audience who got here on scholarship from the Facebook Live who wrote an essay and came here on scholarship? We had a gentleman who was featured earlier from the military. Okay, great. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody.
Stepped up. So
look, some of you saw on the Facebook Live series a video I did with a guy I really admire named Kegdrick. Kegdrick, I'm gonna tell. I don't steal his thunder. This is a bad run. That one of the videos got the most sort of engagement and views, and we went on for about 45 minutes or so, almost an hour. I don't want to steal your thunder, brother. I want you to tell your story, Kegdrick Smith, in any way that you want to tell it. And we'll take some questions from the audience. We're going to end the Facebook Live series with a special treat with some of our young entrepreneurs that we have Hope is in the Box Academy, who's here with us. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Kegdrick Smith,
Southern California, Los Angeles born and raised. Came to Atlanta in 1991 to attend Clark Atlanta University. Had a little hang-up, took a few classes, didn't get my degree, wasn't able to walk across the stage, and I turned left. And I turned left and embarked upon a whole nother journey, journey that lasted quite some time. And I went the left way around the corner and kept going around the corners and around the buildings through all the neighborhoods in the city of Atlanta.
Hold on, do you guys know what he's talking about?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, you do. Okay, all right.
My tour de France. And so,
I'm really sorry for those who are watching this, and you can't. I can't translate jive for you or hooding. Maybe in the comments somebody will do you a favor and tell you what he's really saying. But I get it. Everybody else here gets it.
so my story was from running the streets to owning the streets. And for me, that meant I had a point in my life where I was, my life was almost taken away from me. And at that very moment, I said, I got to do something different.
How was your life? Without getting into the micro details, what happened? Were you knife, shot?
Well, I was shot.
Point
Point blank range, was shot. At point blank range, maybe as close as you were to me, as you are to me, I took a gunshot blast right to the stomach. Was opened up. I ended up in Grady Hospital.
No.
Well, before I ended up in Grady Hospital.
Yeah. You could have died right there.
I ran and I knocked. I went door to door and I knocked. Finally came across a brother who opened the door.
So nobody answered the door, right?
Well, the first couple of doors.
Silence your phones if you can.
First couple of doors, no one ever answered. Maybe about the third door I knocked, the brother opened the door. And I said, help me, man, I'm hit. And he went to close the door on me. And I literally stuck my leg in the door and said, hey, man, don't let me die. And from that point, he said, okay.
Hold on. First of all, I really want to hear you.
Okay.
You said what to him? He put his foot in the door.
I said, don't let me die here. Plain and simple, don't let me die here. I'm hit. He went and proceeded to call the ambulance for me.
So he opened the door?
He opened the door, called the ambulance. I ended up taking a long ride to Grady Hospital. Ended up in Grady Hospital, going down the hallway. You can look up and see all the doctors and everybody with their mask on their faces. I'm looking. And I woke up the next morning with stitches in my stomach. What happened? I opened my eyes and I still had life. And it was at that time sitting in Grady Hospital where I sat and thought every night, like, hey, there's something different that I got to get myself into. I'm college educated. Got a little upset when I didn't get my degree, fell short a couple of classes, and I just turned left and had to get back to being what I was brought to this earth to be.
Which means you now turn right.
I turned right.
Get right.
Turn right to get right. Fell back on everything that I grew up. I grew up with a mother and father in my life, Catherine Smith. No nonsense mother, didn't play. Do the chores before you go play your slam and jam basketball game at Compton College. You finish with your game.
You were in Compton College?
I'm Compton College. That's where
I grew up in Compton.
Yeah, I'm Verbum Day High School.
You the dude that beat me up after school?
I don't think
Took my candy money.
Verbum Day High School graduate, very much inner city raised, and that same mentality and attitude is what I came to Clark Atlanta with. But that same mentality and attitude is what keeps me driving and keep me out here today.
Tell us your grandfather real quick.
My grandfather was the late and the great H.B. Williams, Ruston, Louisiana. 5th grade education. He built the Grambling State University dormitories. He had the first black-owned grocery store and gas station, first black-owned bail bondsman in what is called Frogtown in Ruston, Louisiana. My first piece of property that I got was from my grandfather. He didn't give me anything. He made me pay for it. He made me pay for my property. 336 Belton Road. I have a home and 2 duplexes. The duplexes used to be St. Peter's Baptist Church, a church in which my granddaddy was, and my whole family are members. My granddaddy's buried right behind the church as we speak. He demoed the old church. The old church would.
Demolition.
he tore the whole church down, piece by hand.
They're not in the real estate industry, man.
Okay.
They gotta break it down.
And the wood that he took from the church, that is at 336 Belton Road, is a duplex in a home that I still collect rent from on the first of every month right now. That's my mainstay property. Since then, I've borrowed money and taken out lines of credit, and I have fell in love with buying real estate. And I've also fell in love with contracting on what I've purchased. So as it stands now, I acquire homes, I find all my deals, I analyze the deals. I'm in these neighborhoods so much that I have come to follow the trends that are going on in the neighborhoods.
So up from nothing.
Up from nothing.
How many properties do you now own?
I'm 47 properties in right now.
You go, boy.
47 properties in, land lots, multi-unit, single family, 592 Cooper Street, 428 Taser Street, and what they call the Bluff.
My man knows the addresses.
428 Taser Street, 3211 Campbellton Road, which is a home that I used to live in, that a good friend of mine, Charles Robinson, bought while we were in college. Charles bought that home off of financial aid money from Clark Atlanta University.
I don't know if you were saying that, but
Financial aid money. Bought the home.
you just repeated it 12 times.
That's it. He moved away. We stayed there, paid the mortgage. Two other people bought it. I saw a for sale sign in it. One day I drove by, I took the for sale sign out the yard, I put it in my truck and drove off with it, and I proceeded to call. And so I own that property now to the day. 3211 Campbellton Road, 2265 children, 2273 children. 0 children in the other lot on Childress in Grass Valley. That's my street, and it sits off the 166. We got 1310 Lorenzo in Oakland City, 1116 La Rosa Terrace, 1439 Bluefield, 1431 Bluefield, 1198 Cascade Road, which was sold last year, 1119 Cascade Road, which was sold last year, 448 East Ontario, which is in Westview Heights, who I just sold to what is called a millennial, a brother by the name of Emerson. He bought that house 3 weeks ago. That is the flip of all flips for me 3 weeks ago. I bought that home, maybe put about $125,000 into it. It sold for $268,000. I don't want to disclose my purchase amount because then you guys will be all in my pockets. It was a successful sale. I've been doing minority contracting. I've done City Hall sidewalks. I've done Dobbins Air Force Base multi-vehicle charging station where we poured 125 cubic yards of concrete. I've done Fire Station 33 handicap ramps. I'm a boss that works. I'm not a boss that sits behind a desk. So when we were pouring concrete, I had my rubber boots on and a trowel in my hand as well. So I'm not above and beyond getting down with the get down and working with the people who work for me. I work with them as well. So my life and my path and trajectory has taken on a whole new course, and I'm just like a plane on the runway, and I have now soared on off into the sky. And my mission is to keep doing what I'm doing, to keep doing minority contracting, to keep employing brothers and teaching brothers like me who sometimes you sit in the box and you don't have nobody, you think nobody really understands you. I'm very much an independent, very much my own spirit, very much not trying to be like nobody but myself. And when you get to those type of spaces, you think that you're in your box and there's nobody else that feels like you. But I'm here for all the brothers that's just like me to say, hey, I'm one of y'all. I come from the other side, but I haven't forgotten where I've come from. I'm still here in the city of Atlanta, in these inner city communities. I don't have any properties outside of the 285. Everything I own is inside of the perimeter of what we call the neighborhood. But I say hood is good. I say in the hood where I just sold a house, the comps are $250,000. So the word hood, you gotta have a real understanding of what you're saying when you say hood. It's not a bad connotation on hood. Everything that goes on in the hood is often imitated, but very seldom duplicated. So hood is good. Hood is very good. Hood pays good rent. Hood has good people that work. We got Eric Towns from the neighborhood who works for me and who's worked for years, who has taken a tour and who has been back home and has been working strong since. Other people won't give those type of people opportunities, but I know what it is, so those are the first people who I give opportunity to. I want to stay here in Atlanta, and we got what's called regentrification going on. So you got a lot of people being moved and displaced out of their homes. But I'm going to buy a home to say, Ms. Johnson, you don't stay there anymore. My house is available, $800 of rent, and if you can pay your deposit. If you can't pay the deposit, maybe we can build it in over the course of the rent. First-time home buyers, subsidized housing, veteran housing. I've housed several veterans. I have Dale Arnold, who's been with me from house to house on 592 Cooper Street. Lolita Anderson, who does placement for me, tenant placement. And we just rock and roll. We stay in the form of a community partnership. I keep the same people working. Was in eviction court yesterday with the Russian firm from Mr. Fred Russian and his wife Marjorie Russian. I have Alonzo Evans, who does my private process serving, and Jamie Gray, who does my property management. And I formed a whole team of other contractors and people who are minorities just like me, and we get the job done. We don't wait, and we don't wait on anybody to help us. We go out and we get it done. I go out and I find deals. I go out and I acquire the deal. Before I find my deal, I go inside the house. I get on the roof, I go in the basement, I do things that people dress like this. I come out of the suit and I put on, from this suit, I put on a Dickie suit. And in my Dickie suit, I get right to the pavement and do what needs to be done. And that attitude and that hard work, I have to attribute to my grandfather, H.B. Williams, where he says that you go to college to get a degree, that's good. But before you get any degree, you got to get your CS degree. And that stands for your common sense degree. And I got that from, my man who got out the house every morning at about 5:35, 45. So if you wanted to roll, you had to be up with him. And if you were going to roll with him, you had to do what he was doing. Okay, so you can't just sit in the truck. You got to get that piece of wood off the back of the truck. And while you had that piece of wood, get that ladder. As a matter of fact, give me that hammer and those nails, and you stand right here alone, so you need to learn how to do this. So that's what I come from. And just so proud and honored to be here. And just so proud and honored to be able to speak on a forum where other brothers like me can hear my story. To know that, yeah, you know, that we come and, you know, we start investing in music. But it's not, music is not really an investment. It's a gamble on me in this music industry. But when you invest in real estate, the real estate is still there, tangible, that you can touch. There's no gamble in real estate. So all the brothers who think they found their way in going into music, maybe buy a house, and then maybe put your studio in the basement of that house, and then if the music doesn't work out, you still at least have the house. And then maybe you can put some tenants in that house to collect some rent so that house can get paid for. And if you come to a situation where you don't have a house anymore, maybe you can get in and put some roommates in there, and that can be a success for you. There's different ways out here. We got to use our mind to work our mind to think. And, you know, we just don't need to be complacent. We need to put our shoes on and tie them up tight and embark upon the journey. For me, entrepreneurship is a way of life that was taught to me by H.B. Williams. And like I say, he had a 5th grade, 4th grade education. And that man, when he passed away, there's still 50 acres left to my aunts who are the heirs to the estate, my Aunt Jean, my Aunt Dora, and my mother, Catherine Smith. And that's what that man with 4th grade education, 4th or 5th grade education, what he amassed. And that's the marker that he left on us. And so us, when I say us, I mean the Smith, the Williams family out of Louisiana, migrated to California. And we're still around. The spirit of H.B. Williams still lives on through me vicariously. I'm carrying out his duties. I know he's smiling down on me. But Atlanta, affordable housing, for all my bankers out there who are watching me, I'm here. We need funds. We need funding. I've been doing this off of my own power and with a few hard money lenders. With the backing and funding, I can take down whole neighborhoods. With a few more investors that may be sitting out here in this audience, we can take down whole neighborhoods. I'm able to contract and put a team of contractors together for everybody to benefit. So we're buying the block back. We're not going to let the block get sold and kicked from up under us and sit there and watch. I know I'm not. And so I want to tell other people who may think and may not have put the foot forward and let the other foot follow and walk into it. Resources are there. Plenty of resources here at this conference. I've seen so many resources just off the last table. They're talking my talk. They're talking home ownership. They're talking credit scores. They're talking the guy with the spices who bought the spice blender who became, from nothing to something. So the resources are right here in this form. Closed mouths don't get fed though. You gotta speak up. You gotta ask for what you want. And sometimes asking isn't enough. Sometimes they may lock the door on you. That's okay. It's a back door. Okay, the back door locked. That's okay. It's a window. Okay. Okay, the window don't work. Okay, well, I'm gonna camp out outside till everybody comes out this building, and I'm going to talk to each and every last one of you until somebody hear my story, and somebody feels where I'm trying to go. Okay, because if you have a heart, you can understand. You know that what's being said is not rehearsed. There's no paper up here. So when it's not rehearsed, you know it's authentic. And when you know it's authentic, you know you can get behind it, and you know it's something real there. So that's what I represent, 100% realness. I'm a black man, and I represent for my stance, not racial at all, but I represent for where I come from. And I want to see people where I come from be a success. And that's my mission. That's why I'm here today. And I think John saw that in me and gave me a special invite. And, I'm grateful.
I know that you used the phrase, in my closing remarks, I said we're not victims anymore. And I don't think we should have a victim mentality. Which doesn't mean the playing field is not level, doesn't mean that racism is not real. It just means that you got to come at life as a contributor, as relevant. You're a businessman, you're giving back. But you also end up in court processing an eviction. Do you have any conflicts in your mind about helping your community, working in your community, and having to evict somebody?
Well, I'm a businessman, and I'm gonna say that first. And I'm no nonsense. I give opportunity to all, but you can't not pay me my rent. If you don't pay me my rent, I'm going to evict you. And as a matter of fact, I wasn't here yesterday because I had an eviction yesterday. And so I am no nonsense. Now, I have heard a sob story and I have taken a sob story, but what you'll find out in business, in this business, as you go on, you're going to hear everything under the sun. Everything under the sun. But I grew up with a mother, Catherine Smith, who worked 2 jobs to pay a mortgage. I grew up with people who didn't make excuses. The rent was paid because my mother worked hard to pay the rent. And so I don't understand what you're talking about. I understand what Catherine Smith was doing. So if you're not doing what Catherine Smith was doing, I can't really respect it. Okay? So you may get an opportunity 1 or 2 times if your story is good enough, but if you don't pay, you really cannot stay.
Now, by the way, that's my answer. I just wanted to hear what he had to say. That's my answer. Look, somebody told me I bought a building in Birmingham, Alabama. So who are your tenants? Well, my sister, slow down. My sister is one of my tenants. And I said, well, if your sister don't pay rent, she got to go. Because the mortgage is due every 30 days. You got to separate business from personal. You hear me? You got to separate business from personal. Folks in my family know, don't come at me sideways. They know. Don't come at John Bryant talking crazy stuff. I don't get crazy phone calls in my family. I don't. By the way, I want to acknowledge one of my mentors, Olivia Mitchell, who helped me when I was 18 years old, when I was trying to get Tom Bradley's attention. Mayor Tom Bradley, she ran the Office of Youth Services in the city of LA. She looks just as beautiful and vibrant today as she did back then. Raise your hand, Olivia. So look, you got to take care of your business. You cannot give what you don't have. You know, when the flight is going down, the flight attendant will tell you, put the oxygen mask on your face first, and then your child. Why? Because if you can't save you, you can't save them. So we have got to stop being emotional about everything. People know in my family, don't come at me sideways. Now, you want to come at me? You say you need $5,000. You need a loan for $5,000. I know I'm not going to see that money back. Why even get into a thing about it? Why even get into an argument about it? Because when I ask for my money, you're going to cop an attitude. Hello? Hello? Why are you pressing me? Because you borrowed the money. That's why I'm pressing you. Well, you being cruel. No, I'm not being cruel. That was money I worked my tail off that you could go to an investment or to some useful purpose. Could have gone to my church. Could have gone to operation. I gave that money. I loaned that money to you because you said you paid it back. Don't guilt trip me. Want to get my own money back? What kind of fool do you think I am? So I decided to stop those crazy things. No, you want $5,000? No, I'm not going to loan you $5,000. I'm going to figure out how much I can afford to give you. I'm going to give you $500 in that example. If you want to call it a loan, that's fine. I'm not expecting it back. Because I don't want an argument from you. I don't need no drama. And what I found is, when and I got to stop talking too much mess, because I borrowed $2,000 from my sister. I never paid her back. But she said right over there. But I paid you back in many other ways.
Don't make me tell that story.
But you got to separate business from personal. That's the real talk. We're joking, and you have to be serious about it. That's why I wanted to ask a question. Now, another question. You do two things. You keep your trucks behind one of your. You don't pay for a storage facility, right?
I keep my vehicles, my Bobcat, my dump trucks, my
containers. You don't know what a Bobcat is.
My steer loader, which is almost a bulldozer. My dump trailers, my dump trucks, my container trucks, and the other vans and trucks that I have to do construction with are housed behind a gate at 1542 Murphy Avenue.
With dogs.
With dogs, for protection. I have to get out there and work, so I can't have anybody on my yard messing with my vehicles and everything. But the office, the house where I have my vehicles, my office is in that neighborhood, 1677 Silver Road. Yeah, we right in the hood.
You own it, right?
Yes, I do. My warehouse is in that neighborhood.
What you own?
I don't own my warehouse.
You will?
I will. I'm looking to purchase a warehouse of my own to get away from paying the landlords that I pay and have been paying for the last 10 years. So I'm actively looking right now. I'm waiting on my 16 tax returns to be done. Spicita Davis, if you out here and hear that, I'm waiting on you. I will be purchasing a building to take my home, to take K3 Hauling and Grading, which is my company. K3HaulingandGrading.com, Twitter, K3 Hauling, Instagram, same thing. You guys can follow me. Got to get my shout out while I'm on the stage. And no, I will be purchasing a new warehouse, but my office home is in between Sylvan Road and what is now going to be Tyler Perry Studios, Fort McPherson. I own 5 properties in that neighborhood. My warehouse and my home is in that neighborhood. Joyce Shepherd's district, she's the councilman there. And so we're here.
Couple more questions.
Yes, sir.
So you had decided to invest in a certain geographic area. Why? And what did you tell me about other people coming in that neighborhood and what they got to do when they come in that neighborhood?
Well, I told John, I was joking, and I said, I'm in the neighborhood and I'm a minority contractor, so it seems as though I am the minority contractor for all primes. A prime would be New South Construction or J.E. Dunn or Brassfield Gorey. And I heard another gentleman over there saying that you can't come and do work in the neighborhood or in the hood without hiring some of the people from that hood. You're not going to be fruitful passing and your whole crew drives an hour, 45 minutes away from that neighborhood.
Yeah.
You got to have some guys that walk home from that neighborhood. You got to employ some people in the neighborhood and give opportunity in the neighborhood. Because whatever you're doing that's in the neighborhood, you want those same people to look after. You know, maybe if you had $1 or $2 out, maybe somebody will respect the job site a little more. Maybe things won't get stolen a little more. And you know, it just creates a better environment, a work environment, and it creates more social impact economically in those particular neighborhoods.
So you have market control.
Everything's going on. Yes, sir.
And when you use one of your properties for the Hillary Clinton campaign.
Yeah, 217 Walker Street, Hillary Clinton was my tenant. She was my tenant there.
You got mayoral candidates, won't say names.
I've had a few council people and mayoral candidates call to potentially want to rent the building. It's not, well, I just signed the lease on the front half, so if anybody is in the market for any commercial space, 217 Walker Street is available. Half a mile away from the new Mercedes-Benz Georgia Dome is being constructed right now.
And you also owned, for a minute period of time, a restaurant, right?
Blesso's Barbecue. I sowed a seed in the Blesso's Barbecue. Kevin Blesso from Compton, Damian Scroggins from Compton, who I went to high school with. Blesso's is world famous Blesso's Barbecue, Compton, Hollywood, and in Crown, Melbourne, Australia. So we've gotten all the way from Compton and have made it to a whole nother continent of Australia. I didn't even know they liked barbecue in Australia.
They may like it.
Yeah, but Blesso's is there. Blesso's is there. I've also sown a seed into California Love Pies, which sells sweet potato cheesecake, peach cobbler cheesecake. Shouts out to Michael Long and Amelia Williams. Long time coming, but California Love Pie is now available at Earl's Wieners on Crenshaw. From Los Angeles, Mike's Deli as well. You guys can get your Cali Love Pies there. Made in California, sold in California. Check into it.
Unbelievable. You cannot make this up. Is he a natural entrepreneur or what?
Yes.
So, and by the way, he's got a couple boys. Aren't they lucky? To have him as a role model, hard-working black man every day. So, last question. We're going to transition the program a little bit. I want you to stay here. Last question. We never talked about this. You came and did some work for me at my house. You paid me, you charged me, you know, it was a decent rate. It wasn't, clearly you weren't gouging me for a profit. It was just a decent rate. I think you cut me a break. What was on your mind? I think I know what was on your mind. You're a smart dude, but I think your sense was, I'm not trying to get everything off the top right now.
Well,
Go ahead.
You come to arenas and you recognize what's going on.
Mike.
So
Mike.
you come to an arena and you just look and see who's in the arena and you recognize who's who in the arena. And I came across John, whom I met from Natasha, and saw what he had going on, and I said, okay, here's an opportunity for me to come and build a bridge, which I built a bridge going over in John's backyard over Bryant and Hope Park. So I built a bridge which takes you from one side of the stream to the other. I also built the gazebo where Ambassador Andrew Young loves to sit. I also did the handrails there. And I knew who you were, and I knew that you had involvement with bankers. and I know where I was going. And I knew I had my own muscle, but I knew at some point to keep on going and keep getting bigger, I need the backing of some real bankers. And so my idea was to come and show you what I can do. And we were working there long nights sometimes. I stained that bridge myself personally. My buddy Omar built the bridge. And it's still standing there. As a matter of fact, I'll be back out next week because John asked me about 2 more bridges and about some more work at the home. So I'll be back out next week doing more bridges. But I was sowing the seed into what I saw to be something prosperous. And I figured that you would need some young help, such as myself. And I figured I'll stick like a good meal, stick to you like a good meal and continue rolling it on as long as I can. That was my idea.
It seems to have worked. Now live on Facebook. So I paid him for the work. Just to be clear, I paid him for the work. But he charged me market rate. He didn't come to me and say, "Oh, let me get as much as I can." That's a mistake people made, right? Do you want to have a customer for life? Right. Or are you just trying to get rich right now? And you got a lot of people trying to get rich right now and never get the phone call back. You never know the phone call you didn't get. You never know the phone call you never got. Because somebody called somebody else because they like, no, you don't care about me. You just see me as a wallet. We got to start being smart. My next book, half my next book, The Memo, is about relationship capital. Relationship capital. Stop going to networking receptions, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bunch of broke people selling broke stuff to broke people. And everybody has one intention. Let me give you my business card so I can get something from you. Bill Clinton's not going to a networking reception. Bill Gates is not going to a networking reception. Bill Marriott's not going to a networking reception. Henry Ford III is not going to I'm not going to a networking reception. Nobody who has anything is going to a networking reception. It's broke people trying to get other broke people to buy something from them. You need to build relationships with people. Because people do business with people they respect, they reflect, they understand. This man was brilliant. He showed up and let me see what he can do. And then I said, let me just sit in the cut. Do I need to translate that? Do I need to translate cut?
No, good.
Let me sit in the situation and see how much he's going to charge me. Is he going to gorge me? Is he going to try to take it all off the top? Very fair price. Which means I called him again. He called him again. Now there's nobody else I called who does certain work other than him. And I called her and I texted him, how you doing, man? Okay. So he was setting me up, by the way. Beautiful. It's beautiful. How'd you set me up? You sent me a photo recently. You asked me for what?
I sent you a photo.
Mike?
I sent you a photo of the house that I sold, and I had a check in my hand from the closing. And I said, John, I got a nice lump sum here. I need a banker to continue to do my work. But I'm not coming to the table without having anything to bring to the table. I have a dinner. My check is a nice dinner. And I'm bringing that to the bank to say that I want to put a certificate on deposit. I want a line of credit of $500,000 to $1 million so I can go into these neighborhoods and continue to do what I've been doing. I already have land. I have 2 blocks in 2 different neighborhoods where I'm looking on building, keep on doing affordable housing, keep doing what I love to do, keep doing what my granddaddy taught me to do, keep the discipline that I learned from my mother, and just keep on going forward. That's my mission.
So let me ask you guys a question. We're live. Of course, I cannot make a bank credit decision for the bank. Let me ask you a question. How hard do you think I'm going to fight to introduce him to as many people as I need to get him a line of credit? Very hard. I'm saying it publicly. Because I know he's not going to embarrass me. See what I'm saying? He's not black for a living. He's a great businessman who happens to be black. He's not asking for excuses. He's not asking for handouts. He's not asking for a hookup. He's not saying I'm a victim. He said, I show up right. Open the door. This is the James Brown version of affirmative action. Open the door, I'll get it myself. Now, you ain't heard that one before. So, we will make sure some doors get open.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to ask the young people to come up here on stage who were part of the Business Box Academy. We want to hear from you. Come on up on stage. Come behind us. Are you guys enjoying this? Woo! Tell all your friends to follow this movement now. Sheila Nunez says, hello, Sir John Bryan. I love what you're doing to educate the masses about the money game really work, how the money really works, and what it does when you don't use the money system correctly. Brandy Olivia said, broke people networking with other broke people. And we have a lot of comments. We'll respond, and you should respond also a little later. Okay, introduce yourself very quickly and tell them about your business, but also very quickly tell them why are you here? What you get out of this weekend being here? All right. Are you a victor? Or a victim? Go ahead.
My name is Chantal Moody. My business is Rarely Average. I make and sell customized notebooks, journals, sketchbooks, and jewelry.
Like?
Such as one of the bracelets Chairman Bryan is wearing based off of their civil rights movement.
Did you let me buy it?
No, I did not.
She knows I'm cheap like my mother. She gave it to me. She gave it to me, so I'm wearing it. Now I feel guilty, so I'm gonna wear it every day. See, if I had bought it, I could put it up in the closet and I feel bad about it. Now she's giving it to me, I feel responsible. All right.
My name is Jael Priester, and I am the owner of Couponia. And at Couponia, our goal is to help bring balance into your health and well-being through our bracelets, which Chairman Bryan is also wearing. He's wearing the calm one today.
Well, she sold it because she's a straight-up capitalist. She's like, hey, y'all can do that long-term investment thing. I want my money right now.
Jada Joyner, I am the CEO of J-Star Sparks Change, empowering youth to be positive amongst their peers. I sell a wristband that has quotes on it that encourage you to be positive, and as you can see, some of my business partners.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Most of you might know me as the Saucepan. My name is Keith Johnson. I'm the owner, founder, chef, and CEO of Shylander's Fresh Taste. And Shylander's Fresh Taste is a catering service, but we also decided to start manufacturing.
I'm sorry, that didn't make no sense to me. Is it Atlanta?
No, it's Shylander.
Well, what does that mean?
Shylander is Chicago because I was born in Chicago and I stayed there for 7 years. And I'm currently living in Atlanta and for the last 7 years.
So it's called
Shylander.
Hey.
All right, hello everyone.
Hello, hello.
My name is Isaiah Priester, and I am the founder and CEO of Five Boroughs LLC. And what we do at Five Boroughs is we pay respect to old school hip hop culture through our apparel and accessories.
Nice.
All right. One by one, are you a victim or a victor?
I am a victor.
Why?
Because you said so.
Oh my God! What you got out of this conference?
I learned a lot. I was very inspired to make my own business, and it motivated me to also partner with these people to create something bigger than anything else, bigger than we are.
That's like that. Are you a victim or a victor?
I'm a victor.
What? You a victim?
Victor.
Victor. Okay, why? What you get out of this conference?
I got more leadership and more of an entrepreneurial drive.
And how much of your product did you sell?
I sold out.
Woo!
Who's gonna hire you to come to the house and cater?
Chairman Bryan.
You're a victor or a victim?
I'm a victor.
Why are you a victor? What did you get out of this conference?
In this conference, I learned how to finance, how to be a better entrepreneur and budget, and I learned from the best, John Bryan.
Don't make me surprised. So, people were bullying you, telling you, I see my man Bo Nielsen over here he flew in from Sweden. My man, he's partly here because he likes this. The other part, he's like, you doing a video with me before I get on the plane on to Sweden, you're not getting away from me. So he's here with his own, he's inspired, but he's here with his own interest too. But thank you, Bo. He's here on behalf of Princess Sophia.
Nice.
So you got bullied in school. Why? And what'd you do about it?
I was speech impediment, and my peers would tease me because of that. And the quotes that I put on my bands, they helped me to overcome the bullying and not let that define who I am. And
What do you feel about it now?
I feel great. I feel like I came a long way from just a small idea, and now I'm standing on stage with Chairman Brian.
Yes, ma'am. Are you a victor or a victim?
I'm a victor.
Yes.
And why are you a victor? What you got out of this conference?
Well, I'm a victor because I refuse to be a victim.
Hello.
Come on now.
But I learned a lot out of this conference. But the main thing I learned is that one opportunity can change your life. I was an MC for one night, and now my whole life has changed.
Did you sell out?
I did. Couponia is sold out.
Are you a victim or a victor?
I'm a victor.
And why are you a victor?
Well, I base Early Average off of the fact that everyone has a story to tell, and I'm happy that so many people felt so comfortable to tell me their story.
Very nice. All right, you guys. This is the next generation of builders. Give them some love. Give them some love. You want to talk about it? All right, they just told me before we wrap up, they told me to say sit down. They got something else that they're in charge. By the way, you know why this is important? I said that, you know, if you go to the website, go to the internet and type in the Hope Doctrine on Poverty, you'll see a graph that I created on what real poverty is. And real poverty has nothing to do with money. Half of poverty is low self-esteem and lack of confidence, mentality, and lack of confidence in yourself. The second part of poverty is crappy role models and a crappy environment. What do I say? If you hang around 9 broke people,
Be the 10.
you'll be the 10. The last part of poverty is a lack of aspiration. It's a code word for hope. The most dangerous person in the world is a person with no hope, which then leads to no opportunity because you don't leave your block, because you believe that all life is for crap, because you think that nothing is there for you. You don't even see that vacant house as an opportunity. So you have low self-esteem and low confidence, crappy role models and crappy environment. You got no hope, you don't see opportunity anywhere, you never leave your block. Let's flip it. High self-esteem and high confidence, good role models and a good environment, which means you have hope, which means you see opportunity where? Everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, we can turn this around. Just look at them. That's America. That's the future of America, right there. So I was told that they got an announcement to make or something. They told me to shut up and let them talk. You guys need the mic? No, you got the mic. Okay.
Once again, hello everyone.
Hello.
We decided to form and merge together to get more kids into this. Since we all won, all of us won $1,000 from the pitch. We wanted to show everyone, all boys and girls across the world, that you can make it in this world without being an athlete or a rapper. You can be president, you can be whatever you choose to be. So we decided to come up with an organization called Junior Ambassadors. And Isaiah will talk to you more about Junior Ambassadors.
Let me just start off by saying, ladies and gentlemen, we believe that we are the voice of this generation. We believe that we can not only inspire this generation, but our community and one day the world as well.
We decided mainly to come up with junior ambassadors because there's no easier way for adults to get to our generation than speaking through the generation of the few of our generation who aren't afraid to talk to adults about what they want.
So you guys are going to take a part of your money and collaborate together? So each one of them was given a grant from Hope Business in the Box Academy. I don't know if you just heard what I just heard. This is amazing. Young people gonna act like more adults than the adults I know and work together to invest money together for community advancement. Come on now, give them some love. That's unbelievable. Okay, so before we wrap up, any questions from the audience? Let me just tell you what a couple of comments came in on the stream. Deidre Cox says, that's our Central Gwinnett High School young entrepreneur, Chantel Moody, along with other amazing OHI, Operation Business in the Box victors. By the way, Maria Kastarvin of Atlanta Public Schools was here with us earlier, and we're hopefully making you proud, Atlanta Public Schools. Thank you, Chairman Bryan, for sowing seeds into the fertile soil of the young lives. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Miss Deidre, she said. A lot of comments saying, love this, this is amazing, gotta lead this way. Sheila Nunez said, music to my ears to hear these young people using their gifts to build their own businesses. Ricky Bryant, a new generation of young future entrepreneurs and money managers in the civil rights movement. And the comments just keep rolling in. Eric Hankerson, we need this to come to Philadelphia. The Enon Tabernacle Baptist Church. Well, you guys are the pastors, y'all can go. Yaron Brown, I see all of the hearts and thumbs up. Who's going to support these young people? I'm pledging $50 to support the junior ambassadors. So tell you what, you might call it the Civil Rights Junior Ambassadors. You guys mind that? So we'll do Civil Rights Junior Ambassadors. Jamie, we'll have the checks come. You guys have got to open the bank account, okay? So Civil Rights Junior Ambassadors, LLC, will help you get a bank account organized. I'll get a law firm to give you some free incorporation of the entity. And we'll open a bank account for you. So if you want to help these young people, send your checks. And Jamie, once you write it in to 191 Peachtree Street or whatever it is, you write it into the comments to the Operation Hope Global Headquarters in Atlanta. Do not send the check to Operation Hope. Sorry, do not address the check to Operation Hope. I don't want anybody accidentally cashing the check at Hope. Because folks at Operation Hope see money, they just cash it. They cash from my checks and show up. Got my name on it. My Operation Hope, hey, we need the money. We're philanthropists. You're like, John won't mind. So do not send the check to Operation Hope. Sorry, send it to Operation Hope. Do not write it to the attention of Operation Hope. If you do just demand to write to Operation Hope, write it to Operation Hope, care of C/O, care of the Civil Rights Junior Ambassadors. So the young man, Yaron Brown, you are now my hero, who's going to pledge you $50. Send that check to them. Robinson Shanuda, he gave a challenge to me, by the way. Keep pushing, young kings and queens, they say. Leanna Bennett, Civil Rights Ambassadors. Sheila Nunez, standing ovation. She said, I want to support you. Leanna Bennett put the address in the line. Yaron Brown, they need money to support their movement. We need to stop talking and start doing.
Say it. Say it.
Say it. Don't spray it. All right. Any comments from the audience before we come on up? Before we wrap up, let's let them use this mic here. There we go. Love you guys. By the way, don't be afraid to tell each other you love each other. Don't never be afraid to say you love somebody. I love each and every one of you.
Good afternoon. My name is LaToya Benjamin. I'm the director, economic development director for New York State Senate James Sanders. I want to thank you for just this amazing opportunity. I've learned so much, and I got so many resources to go back and take to my hood. And I learned about this prior to me even taking this position. I read your book, How to Pork and Save Capitalism, and it blew my mind just off of the first page when you just talked about what we need with self-esteem and confidence. Like, I didn't even expect. It just kind of had.
Let the audience see what you're saying.
I had a complete paradigm shift when I read that first chapter, because I thought it was going to go into some details that, some real skills, just your mindset, and it just changed everything. And then when I got this position, I'm actually the director of economic development for the same hood I'm raised in, so I take pride in that. So when I got this position, I immediately thought about our areas being, in New York, we're being gentrified. So we're looking to create as many black homeowners and black business owners as possible. So I immediately, you talked about this organization in your book. So I reached out to your organization with Dion and Mary and Janae, and they reached out and we met with them, and she invited me here and told me to take a bigger look at the organization. I'm just so inspired. I feel like I could cry, but I'm just so inspired about everybody that, everything that I heard here from the children and everything, and I'm ready just to make things happen. We have this movement called Black Wealth 2020, because we're not going to be pushed out of New York. We're going to buy our block. We're going to buy our business. We don't have these black banks. So now we're just learning about investments, because we're going to buy the banks back. We're going to invest in the banks so we can invest in our community, because we're not going to be pushed out. A lot of black people are moving back down south because they can't afford to live in New York. I won't be moving.
Amen.
So my question, I was wondering if I'm just so appreciative of your story, and just to see, an alpha black male just really just taking a lead. So I'm wondering, we have a team of hungry entrepreneurs in New York that's just ready to make things happen. So if we could just have an interview with you, even if it's virtually, you could just come talk to my team and just share your story about how you made it happen. Just give us some words of wisdom, how we could just take this thing to the next level. I'm ready.
I'm open. Right here. So Gina, raise your hand. Gina's my office manager. She can take any piece of information that you have, and we can collaborate, come together. We're open. I'm in the neighborhood.
So I want to make something real clear. So what she was not saying was she's hating on people for coming in her neighborhood. Don't be afraid. Don't hate on somebody who found value in your own neighborhood that you didn't find. This is not slavery anymore. This is not Jim Crow era. Somebody's coming in on a horse with a hood over his head or her head, running you out of town. If you losing your house in your neighborhood, you didn't pay the property taxes. Or you sold it because you didn't think it was valuable. Or you want to live uptown in an apartment versus buying downtown something you could own, you're trying to floss. Don't get upset with somebody else who comes to your neighborhood and sees value that you don't. That's called capitalism. You need to come to capitalist. Don't get mad, get even. It's not about 40 acres and a mule. That's 100. That was 150 years ago. It's about 40 books in a bank account. Better get your life right. Otherwise, somebody's going to take your lights out. And that's what I heard her say. I'm going to take my life back. I'm not going to get angry. Don't get mad if somebody's going to do business in your neighborhood. I mean, it is a shame. All these weave stores. Folks selling black hair weaves don't look nothing like you. Don't be mad at them. They're brilliant. They're really smart. And they're cleaning the clock on your own business, in your own neighborhood. We don't have nobody to be upset with but ourselves. I'm tired of all this mess. And this victim thing ain't worked, it's not working, we just need to stop it. That doesn't mean that protesting is not legitimate, doesn't mean that we should be fighting for our civil rights. I met with NACA earlier today. They protest, they do honorable work. You know, I just saw Jesse Jackson 2 weeks ago. I respect, and we need these civil rights leaders. But we cannot be one-note Harry, one-note Suzette. You can't just be preaching and protesting yourself into prosperity. We've done a good job of being survivors. Now you gotta be thrivers. Do you understand the difference? We need job creators and owners. I'm gonna ask one more person to come up here when we wrap this up.
We have one more.
Yeah, okay. This comment here. And it's Derek, I want you to come up here. I know you don't know I was gonna call him. Come on up here. Come up here, Derek. Please. Yeah, you first. Say your name and talk right to the camera.
Good afternoon. My name is Ulisa Walters. I live in Lawrenceville. And I'd like to thank you so much, Mr. John O'Brien, for this forum. One of your videos came across my Facebook page a couple of months ago, and I was glued since. I was invited by Megan Cook. She's the financial counselor that I'm seeing. And just sitting in my seat today, asked the gentleman next to me what did he do, and he said he was the CEO of NACA, and that organization helped save my home from foreclosure back in 2009.
Fantastic.
Yes, so that was just truly incredible for me. And the other reason I wanted to come up here is because forever long I've been working on getting into the real estate industry, providing affordable housing. And I've spent more than $20,000 and I'm not anywhere, and I'd like to please be mentored by you to do this. I was even part of that whole Trump University that got me nowhere. So I'm just extremely grateful for being here this afternoon, and just thank you so much for putting your life on the line for all of this.
Derek, where you at? Come over here. So Derek's first suit. So Derek's first business suit. It's today. He looks good. So Derek, now tell us as much of your story as you want, and a little bit. Tell them how we met, why you're here. Tell them about your ice cream truck and your house.
Okay, to start off, we met a year ago tomorrow. We found a wallet right behind this hotel right here. Can't make it up. And me and my buddy, we called, and we finally reached someone, and we met him on Cascade, and we returned. When we returned, he asked me what we would want. And I told my buddy before we got there, hey man, we don't want no money, man, we just want a chance. You know what I'm saying? We just want to be smarter, we just want to go on, just want to have a chance to just try to make it. So, right then and there, he's like, man, I can't believe it, man, you wouldn't believe what I do. Okay, when I looked him up, it said he's an author, this, that, and the third. Okay, people write books. But that's just serious. So he didn't say nothing about, oh, he teaching financial literacy, or he helping people, this, that, and the third. So we found that out on the scene. So when he gave us the book, we went to reading it, and we looked up. My buddy like, you think this could be real? And I'm like, man, I believe in faith with everything. We found the wallet in it, you know what I'm saying? So we turned it in. Here we go a year later. And since then, we started 2 new businesses on my own home. I'm still, you know, surprised, just be honest, just lost, but I'm just going forward, you know what I'm saying, trying to stay positive. You know, for a long time, I couldn't believe it. John being more a friend to me than I was being to him. Like, if I ever call, ever text, bam, 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 made me start paying attention, like, hey, God ain't gonna keep calling, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just paying attention, just going forward, not letting up, living, going strong as I can, trying to be positive, no negativity. And I come from a long road to get here. You know what I'm saying? I come from the dirtiest streets. Everywhere he named, we were so poor on state on every street. He talking about was at that last table, he talking about us. So yeah, and I'm here, and I know I'm gonna do well. And like, I ain't stopping, I'm not gonna never stop, and I'm here. I'm here to stay. I'm here, so that's my story. I don't pass on.
So Derek, I don't want to tell you business, and we'll limit how much privacy we get in your life, but I asked you, when you called me, because I was on the way to the airport,
yeah.
And I had a, look, I'm going to be vain, I had a Louis Vuitton wallet with a Louis Vuitton passport cover, and my passport, and my American Express Black card, 2 of them, all my credit cards, my cash, everything was in this, you know, what they call it, it's not a man clutch. Clutch. It's a clutch. Yes, it's a clutch. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I had to go deep. It's a clutch. And I left the clutch
Living on the trunk of his car.
On the trunk of my car.
He was getting on right here on Andrew Young, and we was behind him.
He was busy.
And we got him.
I was at a gas station. I was on the phone as usual. And I left it on the trunk of my Lotus and drove off. Now, everything scattered all over the street, is what I now know. And this was like, this ain't the hood, it's the hood adjacent. Which meant I didn't expect to get, but I didn't know it was gone. I got home and I had an hour to transition. My driver was there to take me to the airport. I couldn't find anything. I needed my passport. I mean, my California, my Georgia ID was in there. My credit cards were in there. My passport was in there. My TSA security, all my stuff was there. All it was gone. I'm like, okay, did I leave it there? Oh, I left it at the gas station. No. And then my office called me. Now, people call my office all the time. I need to speak to John O'Brien. Everybody calls. I need to speak to John O'Brien. Any of y'all think y'all calling my office on the phone, but you don't get me on the phone? We tell you right now, it ain't gonna happen. So just save yourself some time. Stop doing it. Call and speak to one of my staff people. You don't need me for credit counseling. You need Eric Clay. Anyway, I go to Eric Clay for credit counseling. So anyway, he called, which meant when he called the office, the mentality in my office is another person calling from the hundreds of calls we get every day, want to speak to him. They'll just put him in the voicemail or whatever. My office called me and said, this guy's on the phone. And he says, he's got your wallet. You lost your wallet? I don't know. I think I have. They put him on the phone. And I figured it's a holdup, right? I got your wallet, right? What do you want? I don't want nothing, man. Where do I bring it to you? And we met in a parking lot. I had to make sure it was lit. You know? In the front of the parking lot. I had to make sure there's a lot of people around with a couple exit places I can roll real quick. I'm from Compton. We had a great meeting and we took some photos that day. You and your boy. What's your boy's name?
Reverend Rose, my business partner.
And your friend and the young lady was with you too.
Tierra Walker.
So you told me something without telling the business. I asked you, why did you bring my wallet back? What did you say? Without telling your business, say it however you want to say it. You weren't something, but something.
Yeah, I just told him I come from that lifestyle. You know, I've been through a lot of things. Yeah, I'm from the streets, but I ain't no thief. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of things, but I ain't no thief. I just want a chance. And he go.
He said, I'm not a thief. I want to earn what I get. How could you not invest in a man like this? So we're going to close this out. You enjoyed it? Yes. It's a great way to end our meeting. We're going to close this out. Wasn't my man great? It was love. This is Facebook Live. Civil Rights Movement, John O'Brien, Straight Talk Civil Rights Movement, coming to you unbossed and unbiased, straight and no chaser, from Atlanta, Georgia, the Marriott Marquis Hotel, the official close of the 2017 Hope Global Forum Annual Meeting.